Ella Home
with Ella Schofield
and Big House.
And on Hump Day, it's a massive hello. I hope your drive home is going well. If you're just getting in your vehicles, let's get ready. Big show live through till 8 o'clock.
100%. Salam alaikum, everybody. Peace and blessings. Please come and say hi. 4215. Itisalat and do throughout the show. Lots of things coming up. We're going to be talking about this best bank marketing ever, Anna. Jamaican Bank's reggae song about inflation.
It's really funny. And it's doing the rounds. Everybody loves it. Only in that part of the world could they make this kind of marketing. It's just brilliant. It's just
nice.
Really, really very Jamaican, very reggae. And they're dancing and around, sort of rapping about savings and things. Super good. So
Coming
we'll
out
have a
of
look
Jamaica.
at it.
Okay, that's
Coming
dope.
out of Jamaica. There's some really interesting research that's come out of the bank JP Morgan. Have you heard of JP Morgan,
Yeah.
the bank?
Yeah.
So out of America. And they found that the younger staff working from home do less on Mondays and Fridays. That's the equivalent of our Sundays and Thursdays
That's
here.
funny. Okay.
And they're saying that there's a huge surge now to get everyone back to the office because people are not working on
Wow.
those days from home. The young
That's funny.
staff are like, I won't bother.
Also the highest restaurant in the UAE opens at Ras Al Khaimah, 1,484 meters above sea level. It's really cool. Definitely got to check that out. It's set to open, I think, in October.
And it's called 1484
Nice.
because it is 1,484 meters
Amazing.
above sea level.
That's so
Yes,
dope.
it looks beautiful.
Yeah. There's also this, remember these pictures that come up, they compete with animals for the best comedic pictures animals have?
Okay, no, but tell me.
So there's a thing going on, it's been going on for a while, where it's like funny pictures of animals. For example, this is a picture of a fish
Okay,
smiling.
Yeah.
It looks like it's smiling. There's teeth and everything, and it's just, so
very fun.
I want to kind of show you like the top 3 or top 4 that kind
Yeah.
of was taken.
I'm in. I love that.
Yeah. What else is coming up, Anna?
Well, bits
The Fresh
and pieces.
Prince of Bel-Air.
I know.
That one. I
There
heard
we
it
go.
yesterday, and it was just, I couldn't believe it that the whole mansion would be turned into an Airbnb. And they're working on, I think, an episode for TV. Will Smith has been busy, man, so that's really incredible.
But it's only like 120 dirhams to stay
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, $50 or something like that, right?
something really easy.
Per night.
Really easy on the
Man.
old wallet. So there you go.
Yeah, in addition to the local pulse and music, great, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a good show.
Ella Home
with Ella Schofield.
and Big House.
And how's your Wednesday? Nope. How's your Tuesday going? It's the Ella Home Show till 8 o'clock tonight.
Anna, you brought this to the table. This is really interesting. A Jamaican bank has used a reggae song about inflation. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing, really. As Jamaican Central Bank has released a reggae tune, on the unlikely theme of inflation stability.
I think it's so good. When
yeah.
I saw it this morning, it's very amusing. You're going to play some.
I want to
so
play some of
everyone
it
can
right now, and then we will talk about it. But that's an ad, you guys. Check it out.
When it high,
Yeah.
people are gonna cry. When it's too low, the economy can grow.
This is a message from Bank of
We don't want it too
Jamaica.
high.
hear. So good. Because you know what? We all hate being
If you
advertised
think about
at.
it, yeah, 100%.
We hate it. We
but
hate
you
it.
dance, you vibe to this one, and you go like, wow, okay, these guys,
And it's the
obviously.
staff dancing in the advert.
That's the staff of the bank?
That's the staff of the bank.
Oh, wow.
So, and everyone's just going inflation and savings, and they're doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up. And then, of course, the voice comes in at the end. The Bank of Jamaica.
Yeah. I mean, of
Just
course,
totally hilarious.
the country of Bob Marley,
Home of reggae, surely.
Exactly. It's the home, and I think it's just kind of interesting how it is. And they're using music and they're using art to.
Bright colours.
Yeah.
Everybody dancing everywhere. Some of them are dancing in the bank. You can tell there's a really funny part in the middle. We'll play the whole thing in a minute, Has. And there's a really funny part where the woman who's singing it, the lead singer, she turns to this woman who just looks like she's called Mavis from accounts, and Mavis also starts giving it some welly, and she's in a suit in the
Wow.
bank, and it's just really, really funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't switch it off. And this is inspiring marketing because not only will you not switch that off, you'll find it very funny to watch and to listen to, but
Yeah.
it's made global news. I mean, how much advertising has the Bank of Jamaica just got from
Yeah.
this advert? It's inspired.
Yeah, it is. I think it's really interesting. I think it's good vibes.
Yeah,
it's
good
good
vibes.
energy, and that's really cool. I'm just trying to think right here, because I think at the same time it's a risk that the bank took, and I think they
they've made
won, you know?
joy and fun and music out of a very serious subject. I mean, normally bank adverts, and I've done a few. You know, I represent 2 banks in this region, actually.
Yeah.
And one of them I can't say, and I have to be talked through it each time I'm in the studio, which is quite funny. I'll tell you which one afterwards. But none of them are, you know, reggae tunes. I'm not bouncing around the studio, but what fun if they were.
It's funny.
Imagine if you phoned something and you got that down the phone. It'd be great.
Yeah, that's funny. Let us know what you guys think. 4215, it's Salat and Do.
Yalla Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
And it's hump day, which means it's the middle of the week, and tomorrow is the downward slope. Love, love, love. And we're live through till 8 o'clock.
I gotta ask everybody tuning in. You know, I think I asked that question before. Do you DM with your partner?
Yeah, that's
or
crazy.
spouse? Anna said no, but I mean, me and my wife, we DM all day. Like, it's crazy. We don't even use WhatsApp. We use DM, which is kind of crazy. If you're doing the same way, let me know, because I don't want to feel like I'm a stranger. Or like I'm the weird
but you
one.
send things through that, don't you? Send links.
Yeah. We
bits
send links and we talk like, hey, what's up for dinner? What do you do? What are you up to?
on a DM.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. So if you are like that, kind of weird, which is kind
Wow.
of cool, let me know. 4215. And I just want to know that I'm not alone. I know Anna doesn't do that.
No.
But if you're out there, I want to know who you are. I'm just saying.
The DM friends.
DM.
All right, let's talk about Halle Berry. She is gorgeous. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yep.
I've always thought she's just stunningly beautiful. Anyway, aside from that, she's about to do her directing debut. The film is called Bruised, and she's really excited about it. Anyway, she's been touting is probably
Touting?
a rough word. Touting means you're kind of selling something, you're hustling a bit.
Okay.
But they've been putting the film out for purchase. And obviously it is her directorial debut. And so it's gone out to a few kind of platforms, things like that. And then she said, unbeknown to them, and they did not see it coming, literally, they got an offer from Netflix. Guess how much?
No idea.
20 million.
20 million.
$20 million.
And that's good or bad?
Well, the film's already made.
Okay.
So this is just buying the rights. So it's 73 million dirhams.
Wow.
And this is just buying the rights to play it. So at the moment it's being played at Toronto Film Festival. So we should be able to get some reviews soon. But, you know, she's 54. Wow, I didn't know that. And she went to Twitter and she just said, I am literally astonished by that incredible figure.
That's crazy.
I am speechless. Thank you at Netflix for believing in my vision. And I guess that's a yes for Bruised, the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, but she said she didn't expect it at all, and she can't believe it.
That's crazy.
Netflix are laying down some serious cash.
Yep.
They're about to make a movie with The Rock. And who are the other two? I heard about it the other day. It's The Rock. It's something like Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and someone else. I'll do my research.
Big House.
Incredible. Yes, Big House, The Rock, and Ryan Reynolds teaming up together for their comeback movie.
Tell him.
Yeah.
The Rock who? What are you talking about?
Hey,
Rock what?
don't who The Rock.
I don't know who The Rock is.
Well, I do.
Yeah, of course you do, because he's easy on the eye.
He is easy on the eye. He's yummy.
Oh, God.
But
terrible.
But
Terrible.
they're laying down some. This is just a movie. They haven't said when this Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Big House movie is going to be out. They haven't said when the release date is, because that's what Netflix does. It just goes, oh, by the way, we made a movie. Bang.
Yeah.
They literally are laying cash out.
It's interesting that you say that, because not a lot of these movies that are being released right now, they don't really require a lot of hyping. It's like when you go on Netflix, you go like, what's the new? You watch it, done, you figure it out. New releases, or
They just go, hi, this has arrived. Yeah, it's
crazy.
incredible.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yalla Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
And it's such an honour to be talking about this amazing woman, Jess Glynn. That's what we know. We know her by her real name, Jessica Hannah Glynn, and she was born in 1989. I'm going to take you through the story of Jess Glynn. If you were listening to Hass a couple of minutes ago when I said at the top of the hour that I was going to talk about Jess Glynn, you'll know that he turned around and said she's kind of an artist's artist. So she's not up there being Taylor Swift, but she's the kind of artist that Taylor Swift is probably looking up to, and other artists love her. And when I start telling you who she's collaborated with, you will go, oh, because when you see it in a lineup, you really go, wow, and people do love her. There's also a beautiful bit of gossip at the end regarding the Isle of Wight Festival, which is so funny, and I kind of remember it going on. And I was reminded when I was researching, and I went, oh, how funny. It's not funny, but it is funny. It's one of those, oh, Jess Glynn, but you know, well, it's just funny. So we'll talk about it. So she was born in 1989. She's English singer, songwriter, signed to Atlantic Records. She rose with Rather Be by Clean Bandit. That's the song that did it for her. And she did a song called My Love by Route 94. And it's funny because I know of the song because I'm a bit of a dancey person, love dance music. So, of course, I knew My Love, but I didn't actually put two and two together. And I'm so out of the music scene, especially the UK music scene. I mean, you could drop all sorts of tunes in front of me and I'd go, what? I don't know. But this particular track, My Love by Route 94, lots of different dance mixes, quite a controversial video, but I think that's me with my UAE head on when I was watching it earlier today going, oh, that's racy. But I'm sure in the UK it wouldn't be seen as that racy. But it reached number one in the UK and it caused a big stir. And obviously a clean bandit. So when she did Rather Be with them, that was also big. So she gets 2 number ones, okay? Two dings of the bell already. She's now considered one of the most influential people under 30, Forbes magazine 2019. That was last year. That's what they've said of her. I'll repeat that. Most influential people under 30. She's listed there. Her first album was I Cry When I Laugh. Great name. And again, went straight in at number one in the UK. Just everything she touches just kind of shoots to number one. People love her music. And because of that success, well, it had Hold My Hand on it, which I'm going to play for you in a minute. Don't Be So Hard on Yourself. We all know that one. She followed it with Always in Between. That was 2018, and again debuted at number one. Literally, she just kept doing it. And then she had loads of success. I'll Be There, These Days, All I Am, Thursday, One Touch. All of these songs. It's just like a list of songs that you know. And she writes them, guys. This woman writes them. And she just sat there in the UK singles chart. If you want to know where she's from, I found it really interesting to know that she's from Hampstead, because I know that area very well because it's where my father and my stepmother live. But she was actually raised in good old Muswell Hill, and that's North London. That's proper North London, and it's lovely. And she's Jewish, which again I didn't know, so it's one of those things. She started off an estate agent. She ended up in marketing. She did all sorts of jobs. And did you know that she applied for the X Factor? This is a great bit of juice as well. When she was 15 years old, and then dropped out during the audition process because she had a disagreement with the producers.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that shows she knew her musicality at that point, and whatever those producers were trying to make her do, she obviously was like, no. And that was at 15. And then went to school, did all this stuff, did her A-levels, various jobs, fitness centre, hairdresser, like really kind of normal girl. And then eventually went to a musical college in East London. It's called Access to Music London. And that's where she met her collaborators, who are still now her collaborators. She's got a songwriter who she works with called Jin, and her producer is Bless Beats, and they work together all the time. She went to Westminster University, blah, blah, blah. But the compositions, there's something about Jin, Jess Glynn, and Bless Beats all together, which caught the attention and continues to, of Black Butter Records. And then she bounced on, signed a contract with Atlantic Records, and that's when she went, right, I'm not going to do any of these awful jobs anymore. She was a brand manager at the time for a drinks company, and she went, right, I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I love the story because you know what? It's almost like the story of an actress. Because an actress, until she actually gets a part, she says from experience, is a waitress, or anything else that you can do. You know, I did the Euro football, taking VIPs round because I was doing anything I could for money in between going to castings and auditions, and that's what you do. But I ended up being offered my first breakfast show on a Turkish radio station purely because I was, you know, hosting these VIPs in a coach, and I would take them to the game and I'd look after their tickets, and you know, I was there sort of take a carer, as it were. Things happen out of things, and I'm a believer in that, and she's this girl. So off she goes. She does this deep house record in 2013 with Route 94. It's Route 94's only song, and it's called My Love. And again, when you go there, if you actually go and find it, you'll love it. Clean Bandit, blah, 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 blah. Now, I want to get to the bit. During 2014, Jess Glynne collaborated on songwriting projects with Little Mix, Rudimental, Tiny Temper. She then did a second collaboration with Clean Bandit. Then she does Hold My Hand. And then I'm looking for the next bit because she starts collaborating with... she ends up on the Spice Girls reunion stadium tour.
Wow.
And she tours with them. And that's where the controversy actually comes in. It's really funny. But here we go. So she teams up with Rudimental for These Days. Did you know she sang on that?
Rudimental?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
didn't know
she's credited, no?
Yeah. But I didn't even...
Yeah.
It's she's one of those female artists. She's literally everywhere. And you don't even necessarily realise. I just haven't paid attention, I think. And Macklemore was there, obviously, as well. And then it was massive commercial success. Sat at number 2 for 7 weeks, which is amazing.
Wow.
And it was only number 1 was Drake with God's Plan, and she sat at number 2. And then they bounced Drake off. And they sat at number 1. Then she went and did BBC Radio 1's Big Weekend. That is a festival and a half. That's something else. And obviously she did amazingly well. People loved her. So she's gaining momentum. She goes to the Brit Awards in 2019, receives 5 nominations, including Best British Female, and then wins a thing for These Days. And then in 2019, this is just last year, there's the Isle of Wight Festival. Now, the reason I have to tell you about this is she's just finished the Spice Girls reunion stadium tour, and she's supposed to bounce straight on to the Isle of Wight Festival. Obviously, they had an amazing time, and there was one hell of a party for the end of the Spice Girls reunion tour, which you can imagine. This is stadiums. I mean, it was huge, that tour. She's supposed to be at the Isle of Wight Festival, and she cancelled her set 10 minutes before she's supposed to be on stage.
Oh.
Yeah. No one is happy, and she then got a lifetime ban from the festival for doing that. Now, she did turn around and said, look, it was on the advice of my vocal surgeon, because she did in 2015 have an operation on her vocal cords, which must have been terrifying, because when things like that, and she had to cancel gigs and all sorts of things. But her vocal surgeon, she said, do not go on, and she didn't. But she's come out very honestly, and she just said, I partied too hard and I damaged my voice, and I was told not to go on. Somehow, through her honesty, she did loads of interviews about it. I mean, she was known as the girl who partied too hard, and that won't have been great. But because she was quite honest about it, she didn't try and make anything up. They have actually revoked the ban, and they're going to invite her back. So she sounds like a really nice girl, along with everything else. Like, I really, really like her. Her influences, just so you know, Amy Winehouse, Adele, Sam Cooke, Destiny's Child. But then she's like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Etta James is in there. It's amazing how many people name Etta James, actually. She's in everyone's music. And then she goes Eminem, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, she's just all over the place in the most wonderful way. That's the lady. Let's talk about the song, and you can hear it underneath me now. Hold My Hand was written by a guy called Jack Patterson, Janie Bennett, and Glynne herself. And so it was released in 2015 in March, and it was her third single from that album. There was the music video and everything. She actually, when she got the video, she released it on her own YouTube channel first. She didn't sort of throw it out. And then it just sat at number 1 on the UK singles chart for weeks and weeks and weeks consecutively. It peaked at number 7 in the Irish charts. It went everywhere. Went to the States.
Wow.
Oh, got some headlines going on.
We do it. That's great. Okay.
And then that song then was used in all sorts of things. So it was performed by her on the semi-finals of The Voice UK, which is really big, and then used for a Coca-Cola advert. So then it just kind of went everywhere. And the Pierre de Resistance, Bridget Jones's Baby, the movie.
Wow.
It was used in that movie as well. So in terms of her commercial success, she's just rocking it. It's just amazing. So here we are. Let's play it. I mean, this is literally last year, doing super well. It's Jess Glynne, who hides behind her music, in my humble opinion, and is holding the record for being a female to have 7 number 1s in the charts around the world. Just amazing. It's Hold My Hand.
Yella Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
And we're live through till 8 o'clock tonight. Did I mention that it's the middle of the week? It is hump day, everybody. That makes tomorrow just delicious because it'll be the day before the weekend. And we're going to talk about now some statistics that have come out.
All right.
The reason this is interesting, well, to me personally,
Yep.
is because lots of statistics came out during the pandemic about, oh, it's so good, all the working from home, more
Yeah.
productivity. Microsoft did a thing about it. They haven't asked their staff to go back. They think that their staff are doing better at home.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying, oh, yeah, I'm so inspired. Okay, JP Morgan, the
Okay.
bank,
Okay.
American. They did their own survey and kind of looked into it.
Okay.
From all their employees over the pandemic through till now. And a lot of them are still not back at the office. A lot of them working from home. So lots of
Okay.
companies are doing this half and half thing. I don't know whether you've seen it. Half the workforce goes in for half the week. And the other half goes in for the other half, so that they completely change it around all the time. Well, they
Okay.
keep the people the same, but what it means is if a COVID-19 outbreak does happen, they still got half a workforce. So that's what they're doing, and that's happening with lots of my friends who are in that kind of corporate office-bound thing. Anyway, so off JP Morgan go, and they found that lifestyle seems to have impacted younger employees, and overall productivity took a hit. They didn't do as well. No, they didn't do as well.
Get
So,
out of here, JP Morgan.
I think it's really funny. And the days of the week, they can even pinpoint the days of the week when it was. And it was Sundays and Thursdays. It was the first day after the weekend and the last day before the weekend. The youngsters, yeah, they didn't really feel like working those days.
Well, JP Morgan, the future is for the youngsters. So get out of here, JP Morgan.
No, JP
Get
Morgan have gone, get
Get
back
out
to
of here.
work. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, we're calling everyone back into the office.
It's not
which
fair, though.
Really amusing. Of course it's fair.
Nah,
I think
you
it's
work
really
from
funny.
home. We have a COVID-19 situation.
No,
Let the
they're
kids have
skiving.
fun, man. What's wrong with JP Morgan?
Yeah, Skyvik, they want their people to do their job properly. It made me laugh. But they also said that there was no creative combustion.
Yeah, right.
That is such a buzz, a corporate buzz
That is
term,
such
isn't it?
a excuse.
No, I absolutely agree with it. So that kind of creative combustion happens when people are in the office together, and there was none of that. And they really, really are, that kind of organic interaction that happens when people are in the same room, someone is doing something, someone else suggests something, the energy of humans being together, basically. And I would say that has been lost. That's what I missed most when we were in lockdown and we were
Yeah.
doing the show from our own homes. I could hear you, but I didn't have creative combustion, Hass. I wanted your creative combustion.
That word makes me crack up. Creative combustion.
I missed
What's
your
wrong with JP
combustion.
Morgan, man? Come on.
I love
That's
it.
a boo for me. I'm not sure about you guys.
No,
But let the kids have fun, man. I mean, they already work for you guys. I'm pretty sure it's pretty boring to work there in JP Morgan.
well, then don't take the money. Go and get
Yeah,
another job,
exactly.
young people.
Yeah.
They need
Agree.
to be back in the offices by September the 21st.
Oh, man.
And everyone's like, get to work right now. Oh, it cracks me up. Young'uns, you have been found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the future though. Let's see how much they can last with that. But yeah, that's interesting. Let us know what you guys think. 4215. It's Salat and Do. I'm about to debut a new track that was just released a couple of days ago. It's from a new album and called Lost in Translation by Omar Effendim. Omar Effendim is a Syrian-American artist. He is into Arabic poetry. He's into hip-hop. And this album was produced by, Thanks Joey. They're both out in LA. They're both Syrians. They're both Arabs. But they're both also a bridge between the East and West. You see a lot of those artists like that. This is definitely one of my songs in the album. The album has 10 songs. Really, really cool song. And what's amazing about Omar is that he mixes the Arabic and English really well. So if you're from LA or America and you want to know about the Syria, know him, through Omar, and vice versa. Really incredible. And he's just amazing. So this is definitely one of my favorite songs. And I think this is going to be an anthem of whenever he performs and start performing.
Yalla Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
And we are going to be joined by the Bel-Air of Fresh Prince, or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, you might have read it in the news today that it suddenly has got the house used in the series, which Hass absolutely loves, because of course it has Will Smith in it, and you love Will Smith. It's going to be an Airbnb. It's a really strange thing.
Yeah.
Why are they doing it?
To celebrate the 30th year anniversary Obviously they're doing that, so it's going to be amazing. So you can be like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the whole mansion will be turned into an Airbnb for 5 nights only, which is really, really cool. And I think in the mansion itself, it will incorporate the best parts of Smith's, obviously Philly and Bel-Air lives. You're going to have the graffiti, you're going to have the posh interiors, you're going to have the timeless family portraits, and which is really amazing and incredible. And I think, I'm reading here, it says that the real-life Bel-Air mansion will host guests for 5 separate one-night stays on October 2nd, 5th, 8th, 11th, and 14th for just $30 a night, actually.
Amazing.
So $1 for each year since Smith first looked at What they're saying as well is, like, I think you don't get the whole mansion for yourself. Every room is a room. So you own it. You go into a room.
And you have the room.
Because it has a lot of rooms, which is kind of cool. But again, in my humble opinion, for me personally, I think Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the greatest series of all time. Greatest show of all time. And I think, for me, my opinion is because it started at a period where they discussed a lot of things, using comedy, whether it's racism, whether it's, other things in relationships and dad, mom, parents, parenting. All these things were kind of discussed in that show. But yeah, it's really cool for me. And yes, it is, of course, hip hop. Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith took over.
All your favorite things.
Yeah.
They're also going to get an online experience from DJ Jazzy Jeff. He's going to teach them virtually how to DJ on one of the nights they're there from his home studio.
Nice.
So it's available and you can do that, and it's quite an interesting kind of launch for the celebration.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been like 30 years since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air debuted, which is really, really, really amazing. Let us know what you guys think.
Pulse 95.
Yella Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
And we're here through till 8 o'clock chatting about everything. We've got local pulse coming up with Big Hass, not local pass.
Local pass. I like that though.
You do?
Local pass.
Oh, I said pus though, and pus is different. Pus is something you squeeze. Yeah, let's just not go there.
Okay, cool.
That's nasty.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the UAE's tallest restaurant, and it's set to open in Ras Al Khaimah at 1,484 meters above sea level. This is really cool. Man, I'm just telling you. Yeah, I'm like looking at the picture. It opens on October 1st and can actually seat up to 76 people. I'm definitely going to go there. This is really, really dope.
And that's with the restrictions taken on board. So
nice.
They've been very good about it. They've sort of designed it right now for all the restrictions and things like that.
Yeah, the restaurant is actually called 1484.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I don't know whether they're calling it 1484, which is what I thought it was
I think
originally.
1484 is cooler.
Do you think it is?
Yeah,
but it might.
I'm going to 1484. What's that? 1484. I'm going to 1484. Sounds cooler.
Yeah,
at least what I think. Yeah,
but it sounds like the year 1484 in 1982 in 1484. Whereas
1484. Wow.
That's what I would read from that. Whereas 1,484 is actually the number of meters above sea level. So it's not even above ground; it's above sea level.
Yeah.
1484. We'd have to go together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jebel Jais is definitely one of the most popular landmarks, not only Ras Al Khaimah but in the UAE. Offering visitors a host of bucket list adventures. It's really cool. You should try. Have you ever been there?
I haven't been there.
So dope.
No, I haven't.
So cool. The opening of 1484, visitors can enjoy a really, really amazing view at the highest restaurant in the UAE.
Yeah, massive, isn't it?
That's crazy. I mean, who can say I've been to the highest mountain.
Yeah. Go and have some calamari.
Calamari. I'm not sure what kind of food they're saving though.
I know, because I'll flick through.
Oh.
It's really good. They got fish and chips going on.
What?
They have
Really?
got calamari. Yeah. They've got
Okay.
some tiramisu for desserts. Sticky
Oh.
toffee pudding.
Oh.
So there's some good old English stuff
October
in there.
1st, I'm telling you, Mr. Yanis, Mr. Safe, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know where you guys are, but I'm definitely taking a day off. It's a blessing.
Wow.
But you guys, we wish you all the best, and we say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings.
The heart of Sharjah. The heart of Sharjah. Pulse 95.